Hi, in this lesson, we're going to learn about key events. A key event is when the user does something with the keyboard, like pushing down or releasing a key. There are many ways to make our programs respond to key events. Here are two functions that we can use to specify which functions will run when the user interacts with their keyboard. The key down event is fired when a key is pressed. We use the key down method to specify which callback function is executed when a key down event is detected. The key up event is fired when a key is released. We use the key up method to specify which callback function is executed when a key up event is detected. Here we can see the basic usage. We create a function that can have any name, and in this example, we call it key event handler. Notice that the function takes one input parameter, e. Remember, input parameters are variables that we have available to use in our function. We then bind the function by using the key down method or key up method function in the main function. Inside the parentheses, we pass the function name. Notice that the function name doesn't include parentheses or the parameter. Now, when the key is pressed or released, the callback function will execute. So what is this E for key events? E is a parameter that holds information about the event. It can be any variable name, but you will commonly see it named event or just the letter E. In the case of a key event, E holds information about the key that the user presses. We can access this information by e.key. The key property returns a string that identifies the keyboard button that was pressed. For example, if the A key is pressed, e.key will return the string value A. If the number 1 key is pressed, then e.key will return a string value 1. If the user presses the shift key and then the A key, e.key will first return shift and then the capital letter A. If the user presses any of the arrow keys, then the return values are arrow up, arrow down, arrow right, and arrow left. These will be useful when we want the user to be able to control a graphic with the arrow keys. In general, we can use this key information to check to see if a certain key is pressed and then perform a specific action. For example, this function will print to the console every time the letter G is pressed. Let's head to the editor to see how we can use key events in our graphics programs. Here we are in the editor, and we have a program that draws a cute dinosaur to our canvas. Notice here that we have 4 different images that we can use for our dinosaur, and all of them are going to relate to the positioning of our dino. And so here he's currently standing in the stand image, but if we change this to the right image, we'll see the dino is facing right, or if I change it to the up image, the dino is standing on his tiptoes. Let's go back to our starting stand image. And now what we want to do is add some functionality that enables the user to move our dinosaur around with our arrow keys. Because we want the dino to do something when the user presses a key, we'll use the key down method. Now we'll input our callback function, and let's name our callback function change direction. Notice how I'm not going to input any parentheses or our parameter here. I'm just using the function name. Now let's go ahead and define our change direction function. And I'll input the parameter E, which stands for event. And this E variable is going to hold important information about the key that the user presses. Let's start by having our dino stand up when the user presses the up arrow key. We'll start with writing an if statement. For our condition, we want to start by getting the key that the user pressed. So we can say e.key. And this is going to return the string value of the key that the user pressed. And so we want to check to see if this is equivalent to the arrow up key. And notice how the A and the U are both capitalized. And so if this is true, we want to set the image of the dino to our up image. Great, let's run this and see if it does what we want it to. So I'm going to press run. And when I press up, the dino stands up. Cool. Now when I press down, left, or right, nothing else happens because I haven't programmed that. Let's go ahead and program the arrow down, arrow right, and arrow left. So now when I run this program, I should see the dino's orientation change when I press the up, down, left, and right arrow keys. Awesome, so let's add one more functionality so that the dino actually moves left and right with the left and right arrow keys. So let's go down to the if statement for our right arrow key and add a command to have the dino move. And because we're going to the right, we want to move in the positive x direction, 5, and we're not going up or down, so we'll do 0 in the y direction. So now when I run this, I should be able to see the dino actually move to the right. There he goes. Great. Okay, let's do the exact same thing for the left, except we'll have the dyno move in the negative x direction because we're going towards the left. Great, so I'm going to click right, and he moves right, and then when I click left, he changes position, and then he continues to move as I press the left arrow key. And I can also have him stand up and then stand back down too with the up and down arrows. And so just to walk through this one more time, so we're calling the key down method in our main function, and each time we're pressing a key, we're calling this change direction. And if the user is pressing any of the arrow keys, we've programmed the dyno to do some specific actions. If the user presses a key other than one of the arrow keys, so if I were to run the program and maybe press A, we'll see that when I press A, nothing happens. And this is because we haven't programmed anything to happen when the user presses the key A. We've only programmed the arrow keys. If I wanted to change this to A, so now when I press the key A, the dyno should stand up. There he goes. Now it's your turn to write some programs that use key events.